It took just one Instagram comment to shut down a rumor that had already gone viral. No interviews, no PR spin, just a few words that instantly flipped the narrative. But how did a completely unconfirmed story involving a world-famous soccer star and a Hollywood actress spread so fast in the first place? What began as a single gossip post quietly circulating online suddenly snowballed into full-blown headlines, fan theories, and speculation linking Christian Pulisic, one of the biggest names in U.S. soccer, to Sydney Sweeney, one of Hollywood's most talked-about actresses. There were no photos, no public appearances, no real evidence, yet the story moved like it was already fact. And here's the twist. The most shocking part wasn't the rumor itself. It was how quickly people believed it, shared it, and turned it into news without stopping to question where it came from or who it might affect. Because when misinformation spreads this fast, it doesn't just create clicks, it creates real consequences. And what happened next will force everyone involved to speak up. It all started in one of the most familiar places on the internet, a gossip post that appeared without warning and without proof. According to reports, the rumor first surfaced on a niche Instagram page where an unverified claim suggested something was going on between Christian Pulisic and Sydney Sweeney. No context, no sources, just a bold suggestion that immediately caught attention. From there, the story didn't grow slowly, it detonated. Screenshots were shared, captions were rewritten, and within hours, the rumor jumped from a small gossip account to international blogs and fan pages. An Italian gossip outlet reportedly picked it up, giving the claim an illusion of credibility and pushing it even further into the mainstream. Once that happened, the internet did what it always does. Fans began connecting dots that didn't exist, comment sections filled with speculation, headlines started forming around the idea instead of the facts, and suddenly what began as a single, unconfirmed post was being treated like an actual development in two very public lives. But the speed of the spread was the real shocker. There were still no photos, no eyewitness accounts, and no confirmation from either side, yet the rumor had already reached a point where silence alone wasn't enough anymore. And that's when everything shifted. Christian Pulisic isn't known for clapping back online, which is exactly why his response caught so many people off guard. As the rumor continued to gain traction, he finally broke his silence, and he didn't sugarcoat a single word. Instead of letting speculation run its course, Pulisic took to his Instagram stories and directly addressed the chaos. He made it clear that the story was completely fabricated, calling out the made-up stories being spread about his personal life and warning that this kind of careless reporting has real consequences. It wasn't vague, it wasn't passive, it was a rare moment of public frustration from someone who usually keeps things private. And he didn't stop there. Under another post pushing the same rumor, Pulisic doubled down in the comments, bluntly labeling the claim as fake news and telling people to stop pushing a silly narrative that had no basis in reality. No room for interpretation, no wiggle room. That kind of response sent a message, not just to gossip pages, but to anyone watching how quickly a false story can spiral out of control. And while Pulisic's situation alone should have shut it down, the other half of the headline made it even more confusing because Sydney Sweeney's romantic life was already very public. At the same time Pulisic's name was being dragged into speculation, Sydney Sweeney's actual romantic status was already playing out in public. Earlier in the year, her split with longtime partner and former fiancé Jonathan Davino made headlines, putting her love life under even a brighter spotlight than usual. But not long after that breakup, reports began linking Sweeney to music executive Scooter Braun. By early fall, the two were being spotted together consistently, not just once, but multiple times, making it clear this wasn't some passing rumor. According to sources, their connection quickly turned serious, with people close to them describing the relationship as stable and committed. They were seen spending time together throughout the fall and into the holiday season, including nights out, hand-holding in public, and even a moment captured in New York City that left little room for doubt. Insiders claimed they had a lot in common and didn't care about outside noise or public opinion. Friends and family reportedly noticed a shift too, saying Sweeney seemed genuinely happy and grounded. And for anyone paying attention, it made one thing clear. There was no mystery romance waiting to be uncovered. The pieces were already on the table. So if both sides of this supposed pairing were already spoken for, it raised a bigger question. Why did so many people believe the story anyway? The speed at which the Pulisic-Sweeney rumor spread highlights a darker side of viral gossip that too often goes unnoticed. In today's social media-driven world, a single unverified post can be shared thousands of times before anyone stops to ask if it's actually true. What starts as a casual rumor quickly becomes a fact in the eyes of fans, commentators, and even news outlets eager for clicks. For the people involved, the consequences can be surprisingly real. Christian Pulisic found himself having to defend his personal life publicly, and Sydney Sweeney's relationship was suddenly viewed through a lens of speculation. Both had to navigate the fallout of something they didn't create, and all because of one viral post that spiraled out of control. It's a phenomenon that extends beyond just celebrity gossip. Misinformation spreads faster than ever, often leaving the people it targets frustrated, misrepresented, or even vulnerable to harassment. Pulisic's blunt response on Instagram wasn't just about shutting down a rumor, it was a rare plea for accountability and a reminder that real lives exist behind the headlines. And while viral gossip can feel entertaining for outsiders, this incident shows the hidden costs: relationships scrutinized, reputations questioned, and private lives suddenly public property. But if you think that's where the story ends, there's more to unpack about why fans are so eager to believe crossover romances. Part of the reason the Pulisic-Sweeney rumor gained so much traction lies in the fascination fans have with crossover romances. Whenever high-profile athletes and Hollywood star are mentioned together, the internet's imagination goes into overdrive. Fans start connecting dots that don't exist, creating stories from the smallest hints, a comment, a glance, or even just shared fame. This isn't a new phenomenon. Fans have long speculated about power couple pairings across sports and entertainment, and social media amplifies it like never before. Algorithms favor engagement, so posts that suggest a shocking or romantic link get pushed to more feeds, even if there's no basis in reality. Before long, speculation feels like a confirmed fact. Fan edits, comment threads, and online chatter fuel the narrative further. Each new share makes the rumor seem more legitimate, creating a self-reinforcing loop. The more people buy into it, the more likely others are to follow, and suddenly what began as a single, unconfirmed post was being treated like an actual development in two very public lives. But the speed of the spread was the real shocker. There were still no photos, no eyewitness accounts, and no confirmation from either side, yet the rumor had already reached a point where silence alone wasn't enough anymore. And that's when everything shifted. This incident with Pulisic and Sweeney reveals a lot about the realities of modern celebrity. In the past, stars could quietly ignore rumors, letting them fade without comment. Today, a single Instagram post can ignite a global conversation within hours, forcing public figures to respond or risk letting false narratives define them. It shows how much control celebrities now have over their own story. When Pulisic spoke up, he didn't just deny the rumor, he reclaimed the narrative. A few clear words were enough to cut through the noise and remind fans that speculation isn't truth. In an era where misinformation spreads faster than official statements, timing and direct communication have become essential tools for public figures. At the same time, this moment highlights the pressure celebrities face. Every personal detail can be scrutinized, every relationship can be dissected, and every rumor can feel like a headline. Fans often forget that behind every viral story are real people with private lives, navigating a world where attention is constant and relentless. Ultimately, this story isn't just about a rumor that didn't happen, it's a reflection of how fame works today: instantaneous, unfiltered, and often unforgiving. And it leaves a larger question hanging over the culture of celebrity gossip. What price do we pay as a society for consuming stories without asking if they're true? The real story behind this headline isn't a romantic secret or a shocking hookup, it's how quickly misinformation can spread and the impact it has on the people involved. Christian Pulisic and Sydney Sweeney were both caught in the crossfire of a rumor that had no foundation, yet it became a global talking point in a matter of hours. By addressing the rumor directly, Pulisic not just protected his own personal life, he highlighted a bigger issue about accountability in the age of social media. Fans, bloggers, and even news outlets are quick to amplify unverified claims, often without considering the real consequences. What looks like harmless gossip can quickly turn into pressure, scrutiny, and misunderstanding for those at the center. This story also serves as a reminder that even celebrities with public lives deserve privacy and respect. While it's easy to get swept up in speculation, the truth often paints a much simpler, quieter picture. Relationships are personal, and public narratives don't always match reality.
In the end, the lesson isn't just about Pulisic or Sweeney. It's about slowing down, questioning what we see online, and remembering that not every headline tells the whole story. Sometimes the most important part of a story isn't what it says, it's what it hides and how quickly we forget to look beneath the surface. If you want to stay updated on every shocking twist in this story and other high-profile celebrity news, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates, because in Hollywood, the story is never truly over.